Coming right up, the Bulls taking on the Grizzlies. For the Bulls, every game presents another chance to improve and refine their brand of basketball. They want to win each half, each quarter, each minute, each possession. Grizzlies, Bulls, only here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant is the point, with Bane out on the wing. Wells is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball out there with White. Then it's Buzelis. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. Well, Greg, this matchup features two teams that want to slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
Here's Edey. He gets that one. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Morant with a wide open look. They get it back. And a wide open look for Bane. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
A solid distributor. I think Jackson is gifted at reading defenses and then being able to spot the open teammate.
Now, here's Ball. Here's Giddey. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. So, Stan, the Grizzlies trio of Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. From the outside looking in, what a great base going forward.
I agree with that, Kevin. Look, not only are those three outstanding individual players, but they complement each other so well. There's such a great fit with those three guys. That's a great base for the future.
Now here's Morant. 5 on the clock, and Vucevic pulls it down. Pass to Buzelis. Ball feeling it out a bit. Here's White. Sinks the triple.
And I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
Outside, Bane. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Billy Donovan gave me a few minutes. Well, of course, they're concerned about the dynamic Ja Morant. Coach told me the plan is simple. Make things as hard as they can on Ja on both ends of the floor. Make him work on defense, and by crunch time, maybe we can tire him just a little bit. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
And it's hard to pick a more electrifying player in the league than Ja Morant. He explodes off the floor.
Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
The first free throw is good. You can see, and Coach, you can feel Ja Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does. And it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure. They get it back. Here's Vucevic. Over Edie. Vucevic with the bucket.
And how about the hustle from Vucevic there on the glass, securing that precious second chance opportunity for the team.
Pass to Bain. Back to Morant. And Ball with the block. And here is Giddey. Shoots over Wells. Giddey, no good. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the dunk by Jackson.
And the flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in him.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies.
1, 2, 3.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And we know injuries derailed last season for the Bulls, Greg, but with an aging core, you wonder where they go from here.
I mean, the Bulls are kind of stuck in the middle of things as it now stands. Not quite good enough to make a run in the East, but not in a position where they need to start over.
Bulls trail by 3. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. And it's Morant missing.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Here's Vucevic. And the Bulls with another miss. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, DA. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you.
Now, this is how athletic Morant is, a point guard who possesses incredible athleticism.
Memphis leading by 8. Up top, Bain. Giddey defending. And Chicago shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. And again, no good by Chicago. Morant passes to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
White. Ball against Morant. Ball kicks to Giddey. Over Bain. Giddey, no good.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Chicago making a switch here. Jones is checked in, and Memphis also making a switch. Clark's checked in. "36 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and it's ball in the corner. Can they get it? That's in, coming off an assist from Jones.
And Ball, such a high IQ player. Superb at knowing when to take that triple.
Now here's Morant for three. Gonzalez grabs the board. Jones from outside. The Grizzlies pull it in. Here's Aldama. Here's Clark. What a terrific move that was.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And so it's Memphis. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, what's your take on the Grizzlies so far?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks. Many consider this summer to be the most challenging field in the history of international basketball. Nevertheless, Team USA got it done in Paris. It's not getting any easier, but the star power of the U.S. men's team shined bright in the City of Lights. Guys, a classic ending for a stacked U.S. roster.
You're right. What a performance. Hey, Shams Charania with the report. Thanks, Shams. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. Josh Giddey is out there with Williams. Then it's Jones. Then it's Jalen Smith. And it's Dosunmu in at the 2 spot. And here are the Grizzlies now. The Bulls getting their last shot to go. Good work there as it goes.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Bulls trail by 7. And it's Giddey in the corner. Oh, good on the triple. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting 47%, pretty solid. Aldama can't hit.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert, but that time he just couldn't get it done.
Jacks up a 3. Good on the three-point shot. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well. But the results haven't been.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Grizzlies making a change here. Wells is checked in.
Checking in for the Grizzlies, number 0, Jalen Wells.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Williams for 3. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Wells with it. Defended by Giddey. And Jalen Smith is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Chicago making some changes. Vucevic comes in for Jalen Smith. And Ball subbed in for Dosunmu. The Grizzlies also making a change. Baines checked in. On defense, Chicago. Memphis moving it around. No good from Clark.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Out left to the wing. Here's Vucevic. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Clark outside. Here's Jackson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Jackson's got 6 points.
And how about the strength of Jackson there? Uses it whenever he's going up inside and fighting through the contact.
Now here's Giddey. He has yet to score. And, you know, Stan, we've watched Desmond Bane evolve into a number 1 option on offense. He's always been there, but now he really is at the top of the heap.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, Kevin, you know, he came into the league as a three-point shooter, and he's a great one. But he's developed his game off the dribble, very good mid-range shooter, and he's strong enough to finish around the rim.
And another miss by Chicago.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
So for the Bulls, Bruce Ellis is checked in for Patrick Williams, and it's White in for Jones. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Santi Aldama's checked in for Jaren Jackson, and it's John Morant in for Pippen. Now here's Morant, and then Morant slams it in.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Bulls trail by 10. White bounce pass. Here's Vucevic. Got it. Good job in the low post. He has 6.
Always a battle when you're up against Vucevic. His soft touch helps him convert inside.
Outside, Bane. Driving inside.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
That's short off the rim. And the Grizzlies leading by 10.
In the first half, 2 minutes.
Here's Clark, and Clark slams it in.
And all of his athleticism on display there. Clark's work ethic makes him lethal on that offensive backboard.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team.
Squad, get loud and let them hear you. Fans, if you want a t-shirt, we have to be able to hear you. So make some noise.
checked in for Josh Giddey.
Number 30, Trey Jones.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football, right? They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Chicago. They trail by 9 points. And it's Jones, that time on the assist by Buzelis.
Really nice job there by Buzelis. Already sees the floor at a high level.
Jones against Morant. Clark goes screen on White. And another miss by Memphis. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Jones for 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Jones. That's his first foul. Edie's checked in for Memphis. Jaren Jackson comes in for Santi Aldama.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Here's Edie. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And that one's good. Morant.
Man, I'm amazed at Morant's ability to take contact and still stay in full control.
Here's Jones. And it comes off the front of the rim. Now here's Wells. Defended by Jones.
Chicago foul. Kobe White. Second personal foul.
The Grizzlies shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
At the line for the Grizzlies, Desmond Bain. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. Good on the second free throw. Got it off in time. Not going to go that time. And we've reached halftime in this one. It's the Grizzlies up 7. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Billy. I heard you tell the guys to take it to them and play with more physicality offensively. What did you mean?
Well, just I think when we're getting the ball inside around the basket, at times we got to go up a little bit stronger and play through the contact and go to the rim.
Tough sledding in there, but you got to get there. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Back to you.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so two things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Find the lane.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Wells in at the 3 spot. And that one misses. You know, Stan, I've always thought that your path, kind of like Billy Donovan's, going from the college game to the pro game, both enjoying success, very, very similar paths.
Except for one thing, Kevin. Billy could actually play. I couldn't. So, you know.
Well, you're not being fair to yourself now. Come on.
Billy was a great college player. And I think, Kevin, Billy Donovan's the most underrated coach in the NBA. This guy's a surefire Hall of Famer. Back-to-back national titles in college. And then you look at the consistent success he has had in the NBA with teams. This guy is as good as anyone in the country, heck, anyone in the world coaching basketball.
Well said. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Bruce Ellis. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Pass to Edey. Over ball. Edey can't hit. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Giddey. And it's good for 2. Giddey's got 6.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Now, here's Morant for 3. Gonzalez grabs the board. Bulls have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. So here's Giddey, guarded closer. After back-to-back 50-win seasons, Stan, last season was frustrating for the Memphis Grizzlies in almost every way.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. They went 27 and 55. Due to suspension and injuries, they only got 9 games from their star, Ja Morant. But they still have a lot of young talent and still a team that can be very competitive in the future.
Hey, Coach, one area the Bulls can struggle with, defending the outside shot.
Yeah, Kevin, they've been very poor the last few seasons on that front. Not closing out, missing assignments. It's strange because they were once elite in that regard under Donovan.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Memphis leading. On the wing, Bane. Light covering. Bucket is good, and Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Desmond Bane really making a difference here.
Well, the defense has not been able to slow him down inside, and until they offer some sort of resistance, just keep feeding him the ball.
so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Bulls. 4-point game. And the layup falls. Giddey's got 9.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Yeah, what a huge dunk. Making a statement right there.
The 3. They get it again. Edey slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Buzelis.
Super work on the boards. They really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
Stand seeing more and more great international players in the NBA, and you've had a chance to coach some of the good ones as well.
Well, yeah, look, Kevin, you're right about the league now. We see every year, it seems like, the MVP is an international player. I had Hedo Turkoglu was a big part of what we did in Orlando.
Yes.
Was a most improved player in the league one year and a key part of our team that made it to the finals. 6'10", highly skilled, very versatile guy. There are great players coming from everywhere in the world.
Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies with possession here. They've held a 12-point lead early. Outside, Bain. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 5 assists in the game.
Well, Morant's acrobatics often get the attention, but his passing is also elite.
Now here's Giddey. 11 points in the game. They double him with Bain. And that one, good. Giddey's got 13 points now in the quarter. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. 13 foul.
And so it's Memphis with it. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Giddey against Morant. And that's going to be a travel. It's checked in for Chicago. Dosunmu comes in for Josh Giddey.
Jalen Smith.
For Memphis, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Now, here's Morant for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Morant's got 12.
And look at Morant getting bold at the arc. When he's feeling it, you really have to watch him out there.
Over in the corner, Dosunmu. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. 5 points in the game.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first. Nice pass inside, making things easy for him.
Williams can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. And they double up Morant. Jackson kicks to Morant. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Jones checked in for Chicago. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Edey. And Pippen subbed in for Bain. 59 seconds left to play in the third. And Clark slams it in.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that ring.
Here's Dosunmu. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Dosunmu's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, we know what kind of scorer he is, but he could use a little help.
And there is the whistle that goes on Kobe White. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for John Morant.
Number 10, Luke Kennard.
There's 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Pippen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Pippen's got his 2nd basket.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Here's Dosunmu. He gets it in there. And that's 10 points for Dosunmu.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
It's Jackson atop the key. From the arc, it's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And just running the offense. White's that new breed of combo guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Trey Jones.
The Grizzlies shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Shooting for Memphis. Pippen. Taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. The Grizzlies making a switch here. And both free throws good for Pippen. Here's Jones. He's got 9. Williams outside. Kennard with the rebound. Outside Pippen for the 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Grizzlies lead by 10. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports.
It's time for
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. And so it's Pippen with it. He brings it up for the Grizzlies. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Dosunmu. Patrick Williams is out there with Josh Giddey. Then it's Jones. And it's Smith in at the center, walking down the middle.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach.
Well, if that was one of my players, I'd think about sitting him down right away and letting him think about that one.
Now here's Giddey. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Aldama's got 6 rebounds in the game. From the line. And it's Chicago with the rebound. There's the triple. Bulls with the fresh shot clock. Here's Giddey. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. It's up a 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Jones. Jones has got his 4th assist in this one. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Bulls making a switch here. Bulls checked in. G.G. Jackson. He's checked in for Memphis. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Bounce pass Pippen. Smith against Clark. Back to Pippen. Payne for 3. It's rebounded by Giddey. Giddey's got his 5th rebound in this one. From deep 3-point territory. And Desmond Bane pulls it down. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Back to Pippen. Here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Now here's Giddy. Defense is right there. Takes it off the glass. Giddy's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Pippen finds Jackson. Payne for 3. It's good from long range. Payne's got the lead up to 12 now for the Grizzlies.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Collins checked in for Williams. Edey's checked in for Memphis. The Grizzlies call timeout.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
And this is when a coach earns his paycheck. Analyze the situation and give your players the information they need to succeed.
Here come the T-shirts. Let's hear it, fans. Who wants a T-shirt? Our loudest fans are getting T-shirts. Who wants one?
So for the Bulls, Vucevic checked in for Zach Collins. Buzelis comes in for Jalen Smith. And it's Kobe White in for Jones. Jackson, he's checked in for Memphis. Ja Morant comes in for Pippen. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hi, guys. Well, during the break, I was able to catch what the Grizzlies coach was talking about with his team. He told them it's all about maintaining the lead. He told them he knows it's easy to get comfortable when you're in this position, but that they need to keep the pressure on. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And here is Giddy. No good from outside. Fast break, here they come. Is wide open. Chicago grabs the miss. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Giddy lays it up off the glass. Giddy's got 23.
Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
Pass to Edey on the wing. Payne. Going inside. It's stolen by White. Giddy with it. Now guarded by Wells. And Giddy gets it to go. He's got 25.
Well, look, he's doing what he can to try to keep them afloat offensively, continuing to stay aggressive.
Morant against Ball. And then Morant slams it in.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Bulls trail by 9. Right side, White. And he converts the layup.
Well, as a guard like White, you need to score inside. Force teams to respect you everywhere.
Ball against Morant. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Chicago's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Giddy, no one around him. They grab their own miss. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Vucevic from beyond the arc and then some.
What a tremendous ability to hit from so far out. That's a big-time three.
Here's Edie. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
And it's White missing. Memphis leading by 8. Outside Jackson. Bain against Vucevic. Here's Edie, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now here's Giddey. Puts up a deep three. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here and what looks to be a solid win for the Grizzlies.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside, and that was working all game long.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for John Morant.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
That's good from Morant. That one misses. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. They trail by 11. Three-pointer, good on the triple. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Morant kicks to Wells. Back to Morant. Takes it inside. Stolen by Ball.
It's just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest. This game's over.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 8. What's your take, guys?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
But they're not going down without a fight. They'll keep game planning and playing until the final whistle.
We get the score in the 3-1-2. Let them hear it. Your 3-1-2 crew.
19 seconds left in the fourth. And it's White missing. And so the Grizzlies take the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
That's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thanks very much, Ja. A lot of swag on this team tonight. Who's responsible for that confidence?
I feel like we all talk to each other, even the coaching staff. Coach let us play with a lot of freedom. Everybody have the green light, so I mean, there's no reason to lack confidence when you have a coach who believes in you every step of the way and just let you go out there and play your game. So we always just preach, keep shooting, make or miss, and we behind you. So
you all look like a confident bunch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, DA, thanks again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for being with us tonight on 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Ja Morant.